Nigga fan 007. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking head, man. Drop this shit. What up?
Yo.
Yo, John, what up, nigga?
What's good? Y'all can hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. I'm in the car and shit.
Nah, we hear you.
John.
What's good, nigga? About time you called up, nigga. What's good, nigga?
What's going on, gentlemen? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If you was trying to call me, my shit wasn't ringing, and I called up about 3-4 times. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm here. Though. It's good, though, fellas.
Nah, shit. Let's
nigga
John. You ain't been up here mad long. Let's talk about Bullpen first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about the progress you made? Because you kind of turned Bullpen into a powerhouse. Like it seems like almost overnight.
Yeah. Before I want to get into that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, before all this, me and you, Caps, you know, we had our personal issues, and it's dope. It's dope to see how, you know, we can move past that, you know, for the sake of battle rap. You know what I mean? So I want to salute to you as far as I've been seeing you've been picking up on Bullpen shit when you ain't have to. And you know we ain't never really speak or hash anything else.
You know I want to. You know I want to.
I know. That's why I'm saluting it. And I also didn't partake in none of the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, that you was going through. You know what I mean? For the sake of, you know what I mean? So, you know, we just going to get past that for battle rap. So salute to that, and I appreciate that for one. You know? As far as the Bullpen shit go, yeah, this shit crazy, man. Like, sometimes, you know, I sit back and see everything because I wasn't really expecting all this shit this soon, honestly. You know what I mean? But there's still a lot of work we got to do. I'll be the first to tell you that shit ain't going that smooth. You know what I mean? This shit is hard, but you know, I still find a joy in it. I'm appreciating the feedback now.
You ain't getting tired of this shit, are you?
Nah, I don't know. It's nowhere near tired. Like, I'm having fun because I'm seeing the result coming back and see people talk about certain people the way they are, like the way people talk about Loso, Bad Newz, you know, PC, Riggs, these dudes. It's good. This is what I wanted to do it for. So none of that negativity shit could throw me off of, you know what I mean, the end goal, what I was trying to do in the first place. You know what I mean? So hell no, I ain't tired.
Nah, you right about that. Loso going to King of the Dot. What's your thoughts on that?
Crazy. I think they're going to love him over there. I think his style is made perfect for that stage. You know what I mean? And, you know, me and Loso been talked about this. Like, I've been told him that I wanted to try to get him booked on King of the Dot. So, you know, before I could actually go for that, they actually reached out to us about it. So it was just dope. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That shit's fire right there, Chad.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, but then, John, I've always wanted to ask a league owner this. Like, all right. So you got, number one, do you have contracts? Not really trying to get your business, but it kind of does matter and shit.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
so look, I'm trying to figure this out. Is it selfish to say, all right, so let's say Loso goes to King of the Dot. Not saying it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But let's say he goes there and he stays there, right? You as a league owner, like, is that something you happy for? Because, okay, it was an artist who was there, or do you want to keep him over there? Me being a league owner, I would be greedy as fuck. Like, nah, I don't want you to go over there. Like, you my star. Why I want you to leave? That's how I would be looking at it, to be real.
I mean, what you mean by stays there? Like, he decides to stay there and not never battle on Bullpen again?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like
because
like
because if that can't happen and that won't happen, but it's like if any event that King of the Dot wants to keep booking Loso, you know what I mean? Like, I would never be against that because I respect their platform and I know what that's doing for Loso's brand. I'm here what's best for the battler, not so much what's best for the league, because the bigger the battler gets, as long as everything is everything with the family, with the inside, the bigger the battler gets, I feel like it's going to be good for Bullpen, because at the end of the day, that's where people are going to associate with him from.
Okay.
So,
I just
you know
never really
what I mean?
understood that shit.
I don't understand it either. I don't like how some leagues could try to just hold back for their own selfish reasons. Like, oh nah, this is my battler. he needs to stay in this league. Nah, because that battler needs to go to other leagues because there's a reason why it's different platforms. It's different demographics. You know what I mean? You got to let them go to where you're offering them what you can't offer them, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but should there be a limit with that, though? I mean, if it's open season, they can do whatever they want. Like, what if they took 100 battles in 1 year?
Nah, hell yeah, that's a limit. That limit don't even got to be talked about, though. It's like they know it's a respect thing unless they really just don't respect what you got going on. And there is some leagues that are like that. You know what I mean? So, but, you know, I mean...
From the outside looking in, this shit just looks weird and shit. Being a league owner got to be hard as shit. Where I'm coming from with it. Like you said, you got niggas on the book about your artists. You got leagues versus leagues behind the fucking door and shit, not in the public, all kinds of shit. I know you going through some of that shit. You got to be.
Some of it, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm in the middle of this shit. You know
and you a battler on top of that.
And I'm a battler on top of it. So it's what you're saying is not wrong. You know, I just feel like I expected all of this type of shit. Like I already kind of knew what I was getting myself into. So, you know, I try to adjust a little faster. But yeah, all that shit is dumb. It got to be a kind of guidelines. Niggas got to respect what's going on. And, you know what I mean? That's why I kind of got mad at that tweet you put out, Caps, that whole King of the Dot TGs, and you throw a Loso in that category. Like, that's like, nah. You know what I'm talking about?
That shit out. I just meant that about that King of the Dot is getting newcomers and shit. Like, Loso, that's all I'm really trying to say. I didn't say he was signed to him and shit like that. I know that already.
Nah, I know. I'm just saying, like, those are the type of things, like, niggas will try to take battlers and try to claim them as such. You know what I mean? Knowing what's going on. That's why that whole, I don't know, I get into a whole lot of shit, but, you know, since we're talking about that, let's talk about that Bad Newz Loso, man. What y'all think about that?
Fire battle, I think, B. I think I better. Myself, personally, I seen this shit twice. You got that shit kind of late last night. I seen it twice, and that shit is close. Loso is fucking nice, bro. I didn't really realize how nice this nigga was, bro.
Yeah, that nigga, his confidence is crazy. Well, both of them niggas' confidence, they just really don't feel like they can lose. And, you know, I try to keep talking so much shit to them, like, all right, you know, if y'all lose, you know, this will happen but they don't seem phased, and then them niggas show up. So that's why it was like that battle, it had to be what it was.
Hell yeah, it seems like Bad Newz is like the bullpen bully, it seems like.
Yeah, that's definitely what it seemed like. That's his aggression. That's his, you know what I mean? Like, none of that shit is forced, man. Them niggas get on that stage, and them niggas is just the individuality and everybody that's involved in Bullpen. I think that's what sets us apart, too.
And then what I liked about like some of the best parts of the shit was the pocket taps. I like how they set them up and how they did them, too, on top of that. Especially Loso shit was fire, but I like how Bad Newz came back with it and shit. They didn't just do it just to do it and shit.
Yeah, it was set up, the plan, I like the way that shit was crazy in the building, too, man. Like, I ain't know if the camera was going to be able to catch the same kind of energy it was in the building. But that shit was retarded.
How you cool, Tony, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm actually, like, I was impressed by the battle, too. John is Tony's bro and shit, like that shit is dope, man. But I wanted to ask you, as a battler now turned league owner, does that give you more credibility with the battlers? Like, do they trust you more, or are they more skeptical? Like, this nigga, you know what I mean? Like, he might not be up to the right, you know what I mean? He might not be telling me the right shit. Like, how do you feel about that, making that transition and shit?
That's a good ass question, because I actually get a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? I get a little bit of both. It's some battlers that just kind of don't want to listen to me, or when I try to suggest things, they go against what I'm suggesting, like as if, like, you know, like, nigga, you don't know everything. And then these be the same niggas that be trying to battle me as well. So it's like, you know, it's like that. Then you get the dudes that do listen to me and be like, you know what? Okay, you've been here. You got to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like those are dudes that will listen. And the dudes that do listen, you know, we just main evented. It's two of them is Bad Newz and Loso. So you see everything that's going with them and how everything is mapping out. It's just because them two like are literally two of the humblest dudes in the pen, and they the hungriest. That's deadly combination.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good
okay.
question though, because I am dealing with both, and that does kind of make it a little hard because you're dealing with talent. You know what I mean? And certain people just want to go against you, and it's just like, damn, little do you know, I only want what's best for you. But you too busy trying to compete with me.
That's a perfect segue into the contracts. Like you being a battler too, dual hats on again. Like, what are your thoughts about doing that? I know you said like you ain't worried about his movement and everything like that because that's probably what's best for him. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like how do you look at this? Like, we need your perspective on that.
What, as far as the contracts go?
Yeah.
I mean, the contracts come into places because it's like, okay, I'm about to invest a lot of money into you. So I just got to, you know what I mean, ensure that I'm not investing into you for anybody else to be benefit off of it, if that's making any sense. It's like, you know what I mean, because it kind of, I was never planning on doing no contracts. You guys, anybody in the pen, you know, coming into it, but once we got to the point where I'm actually investing a lot of money and, you know what I mean, like sacrificing a lot just for dudes to really, you got to be careful of the opportunists that come your way. There's a lot of opportunities. There's more opportunists in battle rap than genuine people. You know what I mean? So you got to beware of that kind of shit. But as far as the contract, it got to make sense for all parties. I don't think nobody should lock down into a contract where you only battling on one platform. That makes no sense. If it's going to be a contract, it got to be some type of management contract. So therefore, you can protect the brand of whoever it is, so they won't get into no bullshit. You know what I mean?
This shit makes sense to me, man. To me, it does. I know niggas be saying, like, what do you need contracts for and shit, but I mean, I'm looking at it like the contract ain't just for the battlers, for the league. That's why they really making the shit. But that's how I looked at the shit.
I mean, it's for everybody, because at the same time, if you sign I feel like if you sign a contract, that contract got to benefit you, too. And it's not just, don't be signing no contract just for no fame and just for exposure. You got to ensure yourself that, you know, it's a win-win situation. Regardless, if you're signing a dumbass contract, you got to blame the nigga that signed it, not the nigga that gave it to you. You know what I mean? It's what's in the contract. It's not the contract. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna get up there into, you know what I mean? But I see where the contract came. I see where the contract came in at. I was always against the contract thing, but I see where it started to make sense. And at the same time, as far as any contracts go with anybody, like I'm open. Like we open before anything is down or whatever. Everything got to be agreed upon. You know what I mean? It got to be a factor.
So, John, so as a battler, the contract as a lead on
breaking up, Caps.
Before I said as a battler, John is he didn't see the form of the contract, but not the league owner. Do you see it?
I can't really hear you.
Okay, hold on, take a listen here.
Yeah.
Nah, I said as a battler, you didn't understand the contract, but the league owner now you understand it. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. Now I understand it. No, as a league owner too at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like contracts was like some selfish shit. Like if a nigga offer you a contract, is because they trying to get some shit out of you, like, or that's just how I felt in the beginning. And I was trying to build this whole thing on trust. Silly me. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to build that because there'd be a lot of problems with the battlers, too. It ain't no real trust because niggas will pretend to be your friend for as long as they could benefit off you. They can benefit off of you. They not caring. If you're not popping, they not booking you. And if they're not booking you, they're not paying you. So where you getting this money from? So it's like they're not checking on you if your lights is going out. If you know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be some type of protection all the way. Even like, I don't know, man. I could get deep into this shit. I don't know if we got all the time in the world for that. But, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like you got to protect, you know, when the contracts come in, it's nothing personal, like. And I'm talking, like, in general, industry, anything. They don't care about your personal life when it comes to contracts. So that's why I was just so against it. But then when I got into the contract situation, okay, now it's to protect both parties as well. You know what I mean? If you're going to do this for me, I should have to do this for you. And we keep this constantly, you know what I mean, this thing going. But 90% of contracts is not that. 90% of contracts is one way. I got to turn around.
All right. Hey, John. All right. John, battlers are getting paid off of stock. How do you know whose stock is up, whose stock is down? Like, how do you know all of that as the league owner?
Well, as far as the bullpen go, because that's what I could speak of. Me personally, I just kind of, you know, listen. We still at the beginning, so I'm still kind of testing stock because it's kind of hard to rate somebody's stock as a battle rapper. So as far as the bullpen go, you know, as far as I was really testing it even with this Bad Newz and Loso battle. Like, you know, we you know, that whole card, it was just bullpen battlers on it. The main event is Bad Newz and Loso. Okay, now let's see what, you know what I mean, we can do with this main event. Can Loso and Bad Newz pack this venue? You know what I'm saying? And you try it out, and they pack the venue. Now it's like, okay, their stock is different. Now you got Bad Newz and Loso battling. Now let's see if they could crack 100,000 views with just them two. Because that adds to their stock as well. Because and the other time they cracked 100,000, they was battling top tiers, but that was to build them up. Now let's see if their profile is up enough to do it on their own.
That's good shit.
So that's the whole process. Because if it could eventually get to the point where we just constantly throwing crazy events and crazy battles with nothing but bullpen battlers, it's like we won't need no outside sources. And I could break bread with everybody here because I know what you're worth, because I know what you're bringing out. I know what I'm charging these people. You know what I'm saying? I know what they paying to come see this. I know how many coming. I know how many times they coming.
Yeah, but John, right. But John, if you got a card with 5 battles on it, that's 10 battlers. You know what I'm saying? How would you breaking that shit down? So if a nigga come to you like, yo, I want the battle, but I want 5 racks. And you don't think he's worth 5 racks. How do you tell him that?
Shit. How am I gonna get that back? Like,
yeah, but it's only one venue though.
You said it's what?
I said it's only one venue. So if the battler goes, oh, but look, man, niggas can't see me. Like how do you break? I don't understand that shit. How do you break that part down? Like, oh, these niggas didn't come to see you. They came to see this battle and shit. Like, how does all that shit work?
I mean, you gotta know what you kind of dealing with. If you calling a nigga that'll even fix his mouth to say he won 5,000, there gotta be a reason why he's saying that. And you already gotta be having in your mind that you're gonna spend some kind of money. And if you're gonna spend that money, you better have in your mind how you're gonna get it back.
Okay.
You gotta look at your homework on what this nigga's been doing. Okay, he was on this card. This card was lit, but it ain't like he was the main event. This card probably would have been lit with or without this nigga.
Yeah.
You know, you know what I mean? It'd be dependent on what kind of draw have they drawn. Like, look at their last battle and what kind of draw was that? Was a lot of people talking about it? Is there a lot of prediction videos on it? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, anything. Like, you got to weigh that shit out along with knowing your market. Some niggas are a little too expensive for me, and it ain't like them niggas might not be worth it. It's just that I don't know if Atlanta will really spend that much money to come out to see niggas just yet. That's my mindset going into shit, because this is like rebuilding a market out here. Yeah, you know, there's been a lot of leagues out here that's been doing their thing for a long time. You go back to Grind Time Atlanta, even up until Spit That Heat. There's a lot of leagues that was doing it, but it's just like I felt like everybody was just happy with what was going on. There was nobody was trying to take it to another level. I think a lot of times it was just niggas wasn't sure. Like nobody was sure if you could pull off a Summer Madness kind of card in Atlanta, but I'm damn sure building up to it.
True.
I'm gonna try to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try it. If it fails, it fails. But I'm gonna know when the time. I'm not gonna jump out there now, because it's gonna have to be niggas that I help bring up brand wise. So therefore, okay, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Hey, John, as far I'm off of me, bro.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about like this policy of it only mattering on your league. Like y'all don't seem to subscribe to that policy, but if say if like Loso or Bad Newz, Street Hymns or somebody go to somewhere else and they get beat bad, like are you considering that into your next booking?
Hell yeah, because regardless of anything, if these dudes like get booked somewhere, I'm backing it. I'm not just gonna be okay. Like I gotta back, I gotta support it. Why? Because anything with these dudes' name attached, I gotta make sure it's gonna be the best event it could possibly be. Period. You know what I mean? And then it'll help if Loso goes to King of the Dot, right? And he rips that fucking stage apart. It's like, okay, the nigga went out there and flew that flag. And now everybody there is attentive to Loso. Now it's like, where's this dude from? And it's all going to go back to Bullpen. And that goes with any battler that's coming from Bullpen that'll go to any league. So I tell them every battle matters. Every single one. If you want to play around with that battle, don't take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but John, but John, you've had battles that you played around in.
You said what?
You've had some battles that you played around. I remember you battled twice in one day. Is it like playing around with a battle or not?
Nah, I wasn't playing. I ain't played with no battle I took. I might have took, wrong approaches here and there. You know what I'm saying? But it was never no playing. I felt like anywhere I went, my name was on the line. Like, it's just, and I felt like niggas was also waiting for me to lose. So I was just, I'm not playing with nobody. You know what I mean? Some performances are better than others, but you go back, if you booking me, you paying me, and you bringing me there, I'm not playing with you or anybody.
Okay. So as far as your artist, do you hit their bars before the battle or not?
Nah, I don't. I mean, sometimes I'll be conversating with them, and they'll just randomly throw a bar or two out there just to let me know they on their shit. You know how a nigga be so hype about the battle, and he just, you know what I mean? He'll throw like a bar or two out there, but I don't really be, because those be natural reactions. I don't be wanting to hear nothing. Show me when it's there. You know what I mean? When you on stage, like I don't want to hear nothing. But with this Bullpen versus Queen of the Ring shit, yeah, I need to hear everything.
All right, so Bullpen versus Queen of the Ring, that's definitely going down?
Yeah, definitely going down. The battle's locked in.
That's fire.
Yeah, battle's locked in. You know what I mean? Everything is a go. We just lost the venue, so we just figuring out the venue. That's the only reason why nobody got no information just yet. But Gucci, April 22nd, man. Yeah, the venue that we was using, Taboo 2, the one we did Close Range, Genesis, that basically our biggest events, that venue got shut down. So, we fucked up about that a little bit. We love that venue.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you got other options, right? Atlanta's big.
Oh, hell yeah. We're in Atlanta. I used to be a party promoter, so I knew club owners and everything already, so there's hella venues to choose from. They actually be, not even to be on no funny shit when they actually see me, yo, you think you can do a battle here? You think you can do a battle here? So it's like a lot of options.
All right, so the venue shit is not too big of a problem. As far as building your brand new book, and as far as you being a battler, you're cool with all the other battlers. You had Arsenal go over there, and everybody like, how supportive have the other battlers been? Your peers to what you're doing.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, they've been way more supportive than I expected them to be. You know what I mean? Especially niggas like Tay-Rock. Tay-Rock tweet about it all the time. Bad Shotgun Shook, Verb, Hitman. These dudes, they support it crazy. They watch it and they always tell me how it gives them that old feel.
Okay.
Like that real gritty feel, you know what I mean? So, hell yeah, it's been love. It's been love, and, they be commenting and doing shit. Even Hollow be reaching out to some of these bullpen battlers, showing them love, and they all come back to me about it, and it just be like, that's dope. It makes me, I got to reach out to Hollow, like, I appreciate that because that's inspiration to these niggas. You know what I mean? Like, they watch these top tier dudes, and for them to be reaching out, and then on top of that, they reaching out through watching Bullpen, so they looking at Bullpen like, okay, this platform is really being watched, so it gives them a motivation. So that plays a part into these dudes' hunger as well. So that support, all the support we getting, man, is helpful.
And then you got Shaq and all these niggas going there, so I know they extra excited to be like you kind of hooking them up.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That was the whole plan, man, just to have a platform for the overlooked and the new talent and the hungry. Just to show them it could be another platform. Everybody trying to fit through the same door. There's different buildings. There's different entrances, too. You know what I mean?
Not true. Now it's time for the controversy. Did you niggas pass RBE yet? Yes or no?
Man, we not in competition with RBE, man. What RBE is doing is fucking beautiful, and I think ARP is like, he's like the ideal battle rap guy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I admire him, like, as far as what he does, how he was really just a fan, 100% fan. He was at these events. I remember seeing this nigga, like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I mean? He's on stage, he's doing different shit, and then he comes out with his own league, and then he's in New York, on basically URL territory, and he built his own platform and being innovative, and then he's blogging now, and his blogs is actually good. So I salute that man, everything he's doing with RBE, but I don't think Bullpen and RBE is in the same lane for it to even be compared, like, or who's better than who. But if it was like a Bullpen versus RBE kind of thing, if there was a Bullpen versus RBE kind of, of course, Bullpen battles smoke them niggas, if that's what you asking. But as far as comparing
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you asked them battle-wise. Oh, no, Bullpen versus... Listen, John, I've been saying this shit for mad long, bro. I'm a waiting for. When you say you're not in the same lane, I don't get that at all, right? I don't get that. You're not like I feel
breaking up
on the East right now.
You said what?
I said Bullpen to the south is the same thing as RBE to the east right now.
Why you say that?
Because, I mean, you got your own battlers. You got Bad Newz. You got Loso. You got Street Hymns. You got niggas over there. And the same way ARP got his niggas over there. And they doing their thing. He got Show Off. He got Jen. So I don't see why y'all just don't do a 5-on-5. Like, how's that going to hurt anything? This was in the battle we go all hard about it. It didn't happen, but they was talking about doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't like niggas was just against that. It ain't like that's just, you know what I mean? It just, that type of shit just gotta be planned. It ain't really, it ain't really in the plans as of now. But as far as it could happen because I know some matchups that'll be fire. Like Bad Newz versus Show Off will be fire. Jim's versus PC will be fire. You know what I mean? It's like It's a lot of matchups you can make with that shit. It'd be fire as far as battlers go. Yeah, I just, niggas would be trying to compare that as far as the league, like, oh, Bullpen, RBE, and I was just trying to clarify that up. As far I know you was talking about the battles.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Do you think if Smack was in the South that it would change what you would be like? Maybe how you go about things, or the like, would it make it harder for you? You think?
Nah, because generally I don't really. What somebody else does, it will not affect my plans. If I got a plan, I'm gonna go through with that plan. I'm not gonna let nothing else. I'm just focusing on Bullpen. So regardless of who does what, you know what I mean? Like if I'm planning an event on one day and I hear, URL comes down and they want to plan an event the same day, I'm not going to readjust what the fuck I'm going to do because they did that. I'm still going to plan. You know what I mean? I'm still going to worry about what the fuck I got going on.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, if you home in Atlanta anyway, why would you, why would you do this shit?
What you mean? Why would I do what?
I mean, why would you change what you doing because they came there? You in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? You home.
Right. And then that shit ain't going. A lot of niggas ain't gonna be able to pull off the certain type of shit that I'm pulling off. I was just blessed to be in certain positions that I was in already, and a lot of people could look at it. And I got a call today, from a dude that he hosts a lot of events or whatever. And he got hired to host this battle event coming up in Atlanta. And, he agreed to do it, but he thought it was just a battle event. He found out it's a new league that somebody else is trying to start in Atlanta. And once he found out that it was the league, he got bothered. He told him, like, yo, John is, he got his thing going on. I didn't know it was a league. I don't want to associate with that if y'all sitting there and y'all trying to come step on this man's toes. That's how he took it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of shit that's being built out here. Everybody trying to start leagues or whatever the case is in Atlanta more than they was before. And it just, I don't really care to know any information about any other league because it's not going to throw me off. It's not going to, you know what I mean? And I'm not in competition. I would even, if I ain't got nothing to do in that day, I might pop up.
You might pop up.
Yeah, I'll go. It's battle rap in Atlanta. I'm supporting that.
Okay. On some
and then, of
support.
course, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, support. I ain't about to try to shut no shit down. You know what I mean? I'm there. Once I'm in the building, it's going to be known, and then all the battlers now, they feel like they performing to get on Bullpen and to be loved. And they, you know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? That's just how that be happening usually.
Okay. Hey. Go ahead, Tony, bro.
Yeah. I wanted to sort of ask you about your crowd because y'all cultivated a nice little battle rap scene down there. But do you ever worry about like gas or like people overreacting about it? Like how would you and what would you do about that? Like if that was the case?
The gas shit, I started looking at the whole gas situation a little differently. Like if somebody's being gassed because they came there 50 deep and these niggas is just gonna cheer for everything, and it's just that gets annoying. But if you just come in there by yourself and you got it to where these people love you for some odd reason to where you could say anything, it's like you worked for that. You can't discredit somebody if they you know what I mean? If they gain the love to where they just ready, they want to see you win. That just, you know what I mean? I think that's just credited, but you can't really control that. You can't control if a nigga gassing a nigga or not. You can't really control it. You just gotta accept it. You can't control a lot of shit that goes on in these battles. You're gonna stress yourself out trying to do that. You just gotta enjoy it as a fan. Just be there. Whatever happens. And that's what I do. Okay. I'm there as a fan while I'm on that stage as well.
Okay. Hey,
Band up 07. What up? You good? I'm alive, I'm breathing. Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Drop this shit. What up, nigga? Fucking heads, man. Drop this shit. What up?